Hello, welcome back to another episode of the She Got Lucky podcast. I'm your host, Alicia, and in today's episode, we need to talk about something because I'm getting a little bit frustrated. I am seeing everyone talk about storytelling content, which is great, okay? Very much here for storytelling content. I have been talking about this for years. It is important. It is one of the most powerful types of content you can be creating, especially when it comes to video. That's not my problem. My problem is that no one is actually breaking down what it really means and how to use it strategically to sell. Not just to get engagement, not just to be relatable, not just to inspire, but to actually move people into action. So, in today's episode, that is exactly what we're going to talk through. Right now, storytelling has almost become the new trend, the buzzword. For a while, it was showing up authentically, being vulnerable, being authentic. Like there was that period. Thank goodness we're out of that because, again, when these buzzwords come up, people say it, but they don't actually dive into what it means. And so, this is sort of what I mean when I talk about as a leader, you need to go beyond surface level. Because for you right now, if you are somebody, maybe you're an Instagram coach, maybe you're a business coach, and if you have at all ever talked about storytelling content, but not actually dived in to what it means, then you are hitting that surface level. And right here, right now, this is exactly how we shift it. Okay. As the leader, whatever you're the leader in order to actually take that stand, not just be an expert, but going beyond surface level is about breaking things down rather than just starting a conversation. Okay? A leader can have powerful conversations. A leader can shift the way your mind thinks, the beliefs you may have. Okay? From your expertise, from your experiences, from your unique perspective, you're able to craft stories. So right now, storytelling is everywhere. But if you think about it, if I asked you, like, what is storytelling content? What would you tell me? What would actually be your answer? It seems simple, but it's been thrown around so much. And I'm like, well, for the amount it's thrown around, I'm not actually seeing people doing it. Yes, it's powerful. But if we're thinking about it, and you may have thought, okay, actually, let me give you a moment more, okay? Storytelling content. What is this? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, enough thinking music. Storytelling content. So it seems simple. It's like, well, Alicia, it's about telling stories, sharing stories in your content, okay? Yes, but how do you actually take that and go create powerful videos that impact, that make your dream clients move into your offers? Here's the thing. It's one thing to tell a story. It's another thing to craft it in a way that gets insane results. Insane results that you as the leader, you're absolutely entitled to, okay? But not until we shift the way you are sharing stories through your video content. People hear storytelling, and when I look around, I see, like my client went from 10K months to 50K months. Like, there we go. That's the story. That isn't the story. Maybe that's on their reel. Maybe you put that as a statement. After 30 days of working together, my client went from 10K to 30K months. And then in the caption, you might break it down. Ooh, I see this all the time. No, okay? We use the video to actually share the story, okay? And it's only powerful when you do the next step. So at the moment, I think that a lot of people see storytelling content as, oh, I need to spill my life story. I need to share the story of something interesting. And a lot of the time, people often think my life isn't interesting. Okay, right? Like, it's not about sharing your entire life story. It's not about trauma dumping. It's not about, I have to share the worst moments in my journey. This is not what it's about. Okay, especially as a business owner, especially as the boss of your company, the CEO of your company, as the coach who is looking for dream aligned clients, storytelling isn't just about, I'm going to tell a story and make people feel something just for the sake of it. It is about strategically understanding, how does your dream buyer need to feel in order to move? It's about directing that feeling towards a result. So, storytelling content, it's not just sharing your life, it's not just sharing what happened. That right here is a very big difference. And it's also like, if you are following someone who is saying, share storytelling content, double check, okay? One, they know what they're talking about, okay? They're not just copying and pasting it from someone else. Oh, someone else is talking about storytelling content, so I'll talk about storytelling content. Also, I see a lot of people who are saying you need to create more storytelling content, and they're creators. Okay? They're not coaches. They're not industry leaders. So, as an industry leader with a powerful offer that has the potential to change someone's lives, us just sharing our life for the sake of it, it's not going to work. It's about crafting a narrative that positions your offer as the natural next step, as the obvious no-brainer, well, this is what I got to do next. You are the main character, your client's the main character, but the story actually isn't about you. It's not for you. It's not for you to just share your life, what's happened. It's about your dream client and what they need to see, feel, and believe to move. So I want you to think about an offer that you are currently selling. And I want you to think, in order for your dream client to buy, what do they need to feel? And yes, this taps into what they desire, what they dream of, or what they want to shift, change, or, like problem pains, that sort of thing. Okay. So it does stem from this. So I want you to think, in order for them to be like, this is a no freaking brainer for me to join, for me to do this now, for me to invest now, what do they need to feel? The reason storytelling sells is because people buy based on emotion first, logic second. Okay. It happens in our subconscious. We find the reasoning to make that decision that we've just made logical in our conscious mind. So if they don't feel something, they're not going to act. This is why you just putting it in the caption doesn't use its full power, because it's just words that they have to read. Whereas if you are saying it, if you are putting the text on the reel with the audio in the background, with the visuals to back it up, this is where you're coming in from 3 different angles, targeting and allowing to sort of actually connect with them on an emotional level. So often at the moment, people are like, yeah, I'm creating storytelling content. And I go, look, I'm like, okay, show me. What are we looking at? Okay. And they have this content of a story about an epic transformation, an epic result. But it is a statement. It is a conversation starter. And then if I go into the caption, sure, it breaks it down further. But the actual video itself isn't doing it. So of course you're not going to get the results you're wanting from it. Of course it is not going to be powerful video, storytelling video content, because it's not. Okay, you are using the video to grab the attention and you're telling the story in the caption. And if that's what you're doing, you may as well do a live. You may as well do a carousel. Okay, a live would actually be a lot better, because you would be talking to camera and there'd be a lot of genuine emotion and people would be able to connect. Yes, it would be a little bit harder to maintain attention, but all these things are going to be better, because what you're doing right now, a lot of people would actually just watch your reel and maybe go read the caption. maybe go read the caption. You are relying on them to read the caption. You are relying on them to just read the words and the words have the same level of impact. I want us to shift this. And rather than creating storytelling content, I want you to create story selling content. It's not just about telling a story. It's not just about making an impact by telling a story, inspiring, making someone be like, wow, you're amazing. I want you to be telling stories that easily and effortlessly get people to take that next step and jump on into your offers. And that's the difference between storytelling and story selling. So some different ways that you can actually use story selling in your video content. So a transformation, right? We've talked about this already. You're not new to that. But how do you use a transformation, whether it's yours, whether it's a client? How do you use that transformation to tell a story, use the emotion to then get that action at the end? Right now, what is an objection? What is a reason that your dream client isn't inside your offer? What might they be thinking? Oh, it takes too much time. Oh, I can't do it because of this. Oh, that wouldn't work for me because of this. Okay. So this is a really, really powerful way to use story selling video content is start your video. Okay. It could be a live, it can be a story. And remember, when we're talking about video content, there's many different forms. It's not just reels. But start with the block. Start with why they can't do X, why they believe they can't do X. And then share the story of a client or yourself who also they may have believed that, who absolutely debunked this myth or proved that this belief is not right. And you can do that in many ways. You can do talking to camera. You can do a voiceover with B-roll. You can just do B-roll with text on top. You could just use some social proof and make it a lot shorter. We're not talking like storytelling content doesn't mean you have to go on for a minute. But it is about, rather than just stating it, like the header, rather than me saying the title of the book, because that's kind of what you're doing right now. It's like the hook is kind of like the title. Go into the storyline a bit. So this is what we mean. And one of my key systems that when you're inside Queen the Screen, we go through is a system that allows you to create really powerful video content that uses B-roll, but in a way that allows you to be high impact, low effort. Because this is the really big thing is people hear this and they're like, yeah, but Alicia, oh, it takes so long to find all the videos and all of this, right? Because that's the big part is matching the audio with what they're reading, with what they're seeing. And this is how we start to get that feeling. So you can use storytelling to handle objections before they even think of them. They might not realize they think of them. They may already know why they're not joining or why they're not doing something. You can share the before, the after, the transformation. You can also use video content to tell stories and like be the guide. Allow your dream client to dream, to sort of feel like what it could feel like. And then, of course, they're going to take this step because they've just felt a little bit of it. They've got that hope. They've got like, okay, this is actually possible with this. So, of course, they're going to take this next step. So, here are just a few ways that you can start using story selling in your video content this week. So, you use the video, you share the story, you share the storyline, but you share it for the purpose of getting them to feel a certain way to then take action. And you do need to pair it with, they're not just going to be like, oh, I feel this way, so of course I'm going to go and join this offer. Like a lot of the time, your video content is most powerful because not only can it convert people who are already following you, but it can convert really fast, really quickly, new faces, hundreds of new faces that have never worked with you before because they've found you through this reel. They've found you through this video content. And in order for it to do that, you can't just share your offer and hope like, oh, well, they'll read the caption and then therefore they'll comment the keyword and then they'll join my ManyChat automation and they'll join that next step. Okay. And that is one of the reasons why I still so often have that call to action on my video content. We want them to feel something, and then we want to position that next step so they know exactly what to do. Okay? Even if your dream client is very intelligent, you are just making it so easy for them to take that next step. If I came to your world right now and I looked at your video content and you had, okay, you're telling a story, great. You're making me feel a certain way, great. You've positioned everything. But if I don't know about your key offers, if I don't actually know without looking further into how do I work with you, then you most likely have lost me. I might come onto your feed, I might look at your stories, but that's requiring more tapping, more time, more attention. And the chances of you maintaining that is a lot smaller. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So make it so easy for yourself that that one piece of video content can do it all. Yeah, they may see that next step. Yeah, they may see how to join your offer, how to get this result with an offer you've got, and they might go to your profile. But allowing your dream clients to convert directly off that one piece of content is so powerful, and it's really important for you to not overlook having call to action still on your reels themselves. Okay, it's just about getting a little bit creative if one way that we're using a call to action on your reel isn't necessarily working in the desired way we want. Now, if you are inside Queen of the Screen, our signature membership, that's exactly why every second month we have our personalized feedback calls so that way you have those direct answers. Everything else looks good, but why am I still not getting the result I want? And that's where we need to perhaps tweak so that the way you're using your video content is signature to you. It's your signature video style, okay? And that's the best part. Got my eye so we can actually tweak that to work for you. So sometimes you might be using those CTAs and they might not be working for a particular reason. And so to get those answers, that's exactly why it is so powerful. So it is super, super important that we tie our content back to our offers in a way that feels seamless. So if you have been posting storytelling content, okay, if you feel you've already ticked that off, then this is your sign to really refine those next steps. It's like me saying to people when I'm talking about hooks, but that's the front door. If you can get them in the front door, great, your hook's done well. But what next? Just sharing the story is only doing so much. And that is why we need to do these extra little things. And that actually becomes so seamless and effortless the more you follow this particular system. All right, Queens, that is it for our semi-rapid fire episode today on story selling content. All right, came in talking about storytelling and you've come out understanding the difference and how we effortlessly sell with story selling content. Okay, so if you've got follow-up questions or heck, you want to refine this further, jump on into my DMs. Queen of the Screen is there. Or you can use the comments and we'll look at that for future episodes.
And that's for me for now. I'll talk to you in the next episode.